All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is your guides. So guides are a way to help you align things on your artboard, how to straighten things out. For this purpose, we're going to kind of divide our artboard into 4 using guides. So to do that, what you do is you click right up here on the ruler and you just drag down. And I'm going to go to about half my page. So it's 8.5 by 11 inches. So it should be about 4.25 by 5.5. So about right there. That actually looks, let's go ahead and go right about there. And I'm going to click and drag from the ruler on the left and go right to the middle. So right about there, 4.25 is about half. And that's one way to set up your guides. So just keep in mind that these guides do not print out. All right, they're only there for your reference for viewing as you're creating your artwork. Okay, so these are not going to print when you print your whatever you're working on. Right, so these are pretty easy to change around. If you make a mistake and you need to move them around, all you got to do is grab it and you can move it up and down and place it where you need it to go. I can also, if I right click, I can click hide guides and that will hide them. I can right click again and click show guides. I can also right click and lock these guides into place so they do not move. So if I like wanted them to be very specific and not move at all, that's how I would do that. Another way to do those things is to come up here to view and you're going to scroll down till you see, let's see if I can scroll down. This thing's in my way. So view guides. Here you can hide guides, lock guides, clear guides. Okay. You can also, let's see. All right, yeah, so that's where you can do those changes. If I didn't have any, I would be able to make them here. All right, so let's say you accidentally drug out another guide that you don't need on your artboard, or you're trying to get rid of one. So one way to do it is to just simply hit once you select it, once you click on that guide, you can hit delete and it'll go away, or you can just click on it and drag it back up to the ruler to hide it. All right, so that's how you set up your guides for your artwork. Okay, so let's talk about our layer panel for a second. So I'm going to click on this little icon right here, layers. Okay, if you don't have that little icon showing, you simply go to window and scroll down and look for, well, layers. Let's see. So it's right here. My box is checked. That means it's visible and I can see it. Okay, the shortcut to bring it up is also F7. All right, so if you open up this little arrow, so Adobe Illustrator works a little bit different than Photopea and Photoshop. All right, so every time you create an object on your artboard, it actually creates a layer for you. You don't have to do it. So if I open up this layer or this layer file, you can see that my guides have their own individual layers. All right, so what some people like to do is use this as their layout. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and rename this layout. And we simply just use it for, setting up our document. And we're going to go ahead and click on the lock key, which is this little box right here. Make sure that that lock is on. And now we can't do anything to this layer. We can't edit it. We can't modify it. That little pencil should come up if you did it properly. All right, and then we're actually going to create a brand new layer. So we're going to click on this little icon right here and click new layer. All right, and this is going to be our working layer. This is where we're going to do the work at. So once I have created my second layer, I'm going to go ahead and double click on the word layer 2 to rename it. And we're going to name this layer badges. And then just hit enter or return on your keyboard. And something you can do now that you have your layers set up is you can toggle the visibility between the layers. So if you want to turn something on or off, you just click on the eyeball or turn it back on. And this just hides it, doesn't get rid of it, just turns it off so you can kind of see what it looks like without those guides. You can do that with every layer too once you get stuff going on here. All right, so we are going to go ahead and end this video and get started on creating stuff.